Yo, yo. Mic check, 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 check. Yep. What do you do? Yeah, we're good over here, man. I was dealing with some stuff. Sorry for the delay there. Almost had to send balance on a search and rescue mission. I appreciate the concern. ES is lagging slightly behind NQ. A little bit of an SMT there, slightly. I was looking for this new day opening gap to get filled. It's been filled on ES, but looking for it to get filled on NQ. I did take part of this short. Let's see. Got 557 on Apex and 821 on Lucid. I was a little bit reckless, I will say, on my Lucid. Some of the accounts didn't have as much available drawdown. I have two accounts that are sitting pretty fat in terms of their buffer. And I got in the short around here on this pullback, and I was holding on. I didn't do my normal strategy of closing after 10 points of drawdown. As you can see, that's more than 10 points. But I held on. So took 822 on two accounts and then took a little bit of a loss on three of the other ones. It's okay though. He's okay. I think today is my 5th profitable trading day, so I can take another payout on those two. I think I should be right at the max payout. Let's see. A little extra $4,000 in the bank account. 1,879. Very close. And it's only the 4th day, so I got one more day. Mark, what's up? Bro, have you been getting rest? What do you mean, dude? I've been sleeping a lot. Probably more so than I have in a long time. Do I look like shit? I am still tired for some reason. Yeah, Killian, once you reach that 3K, make sure if as long as you stayed within the consistency, it should be exactly 3K. If you went over 1,500, like if you're on a 50K account, if you went over the 1,500 in one trading day, then you'll have to make a little more than the 3,000. So check exactly what your target profit is. But within 5 minutes of the trade being closed, if you hit the target profit, you should be able to upgrade the account. It's very, very convenient. One of the reasons I like Lucid, man. I think they really are setting the standard in a lot of ways. I think the only thing that they could do that would in terms of prop firm ranking, they would be the #1 firm on my list if they created a daily payout account. That would put them at the top. You can do daily payouts in the live accounts, but if they had a actual like regular funded account that you could do daily payouts on, they would definitely be at the top. $13 hours, no way. Within like 2 or 3 minutes, it should give you the option to upgrade. Send me a screenshot. No, this is NQ, not gold. FLB, what's up, man? Hugo, what's up? Yeah, I took pre-market. Took the short, man. This short was just eating. I just kept doing what I was doing, Kenny. Just trading within my system, man. I don't, like I said, I don't really focus on the money. That's the where you can really get hung up on things. So slowing down would only be needed if I was like sitting there blowing through accounts or something, or taking loss after loss. But I'm pretty. I mean, in terms of the trades that I take, I'm pretty locked in at the moment. Either on Instagram or on here. I don't know if you can send me one on TikTok. If you can on TikTok, just send it there. How do you mark out the new week opening gap? Right, show. This indicator will pull it up for you. Shorting all-time highs, yep. And making money doing it. I mean, pretty strong movement there to the downside. 2 hours straight of dumping with clear order flow on the book map. Zaid, what's up? It's not a currency. This is NASDAQ futures. Tons of liquidity to the upside here. Pushing right back up. Pushing out of these bullish gaps that we're in if you're following ICT principles. Tapped into this BPR on the 1 hour there. 30-minute gap right here. 30-minute inversion down there. I was actually expecting a sweep down to this, all the way to this new week opening gap is what I wanted to see, and then a push out of this 4 hour. That's what I was hoping for. But we'll see what happens. Low key, what's up? Send it on Insta. Gotcha. Did you follow my personal account or my, yeah, there you go, business account, trading account, I mean. Yeah, Ballas, we're good over here, man. We're good over here. Just had to handle some stuff. Little slight delay, if you will. Let's see here. Consistency met. Profit target looks like it's met. 4 trading days. Yeah, looks like you're. That should be. Yeah, that's really weird, man. And it is a flex account. No other rules were broken. Bro, get out of here with this fucking scammy stuff, dude. Sorry for my language. That's so frustrating, man. These scammers, dude. I'm so fed up with scammers. So fed up with them. Yeah, Killian, that's really weird, man. Lucid, from my experience, is amazing with their customer service. So shoot them a message. Either I think they have a thing on their website. Let's see. I usually do it via email, but if you go to their website, on the bottom right corner it says chat with us. Contact them, create a ticket or something, and see what it literally within a few minutes is how quickly it should be. It should definitely not be hours. So there's an issue there somewhere for some reason, but they've been amazing. Every time I've had an issue, they've helped me really fast. Yo, what's up? Everett, I did, man. I was waiting for Ballast to come get me out, and he never showed. Had to scale the wall myself, man. We'd like to see shorts play out here. NES left equal lows down there, and we have so many session lows below us, as well as that new day opening gap. It's going to be tricky on when this will retrace down. Something I struggle a bit with. Yeah, there's tons of, at this point there's tons of liquidity above us here still. We're trading above the true day VWAP at the moment, kind of rejecting back down towards it. Could be getting an orb play here. Who's trading the orb? Will, what's up, man? It was too much pressure to come up with the verse of the day and bookmap myself. Don't leave us again. I apologize. Christian, I was on my way to your crib with some tortas to figure it out. I don't know how much help they would have been. Those your pack mules to pull me out? There you go, JLB. Patience. You didn't miss the daily verse because I wasn't live to give it. But we can do that right now while we're waiting for this orb to play out. James 5:16. Confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. I'm not taking it. If I start to see order flow that matches up with what I like to see, it could coincidentally coincide with the orb. I wouldn't wait till market close, Killian. I'm not exaggerating when I say that if I take a trade that passes a Lucid account, um, within a few minutes of the trade closing, I look at the Lucid website and it'll say, whatever, activate funded. So it should not take you. It should not. There's an issue if it's taken that long. This is in queue. Yes, it is. Put this right here. That's going right there. This is the 5 minute time frame. I can tell you had a good night last night. Why do you say that? That's good, man. How's it going? Jamie, I believe that's the case. Yeah, I don't know if it even necessarily needs to close in the zone, but it needs to respect the zone and reject back out of it. Ruben, you might be delayed. That's ES right there that we were just looking at. This is NQ. Sorry. This is NQ. Did you find out about the exam? I found out about one of them, my American Studies exam. I made 88. Yeah, I don't trade it either, Jamie. A lot of people in here do though, and here it goes playing out on NQ at least potentially. A lot of liquidity coming in down into the 440 area. Who's already in? I know that somebody's already in this. Absorbed most of it right there at the low 50s. Oh, look at that. Holy shit. The orb. Blew another eval today. Shake my head. It's okay, man. Don't. I know it's easier said than done, but don't allow it to just completely demoralize you. It's easy to get your head screwed up from it. Learn from it. Make sure you're journaling. Figure out what you did wrong. Maybe it was something. If it's an account that just didn't have a lot of drawdown left, it's just you had a bunch of unlucky trades in a row. Sometimes that happens. Most of the time that's not the case, but sometimes that is the case. Analyze exactly what went wrong and do your best to make the adjustments needed. I'm frozen. It might be you might be having some issues over there, Ruben. Does it factor in TPs and stop losses? What do you mean by that? Like, does it tell you the difference in terms of the orders, what the orders are? No. Kind of cool. They drained the pool out there. I guess there was an issue with something going on with it. I'm watching them repair it right now. It's kind of interesting to watch. Bunch of liquidity just came in back to the upside here, all the way up to 515, 28, 515 on NQ. ES, we're bouncing off the true day here, and there's liquidity lower. There is some higher, but there's also a good bit lower. Thong stopped up the trades. Probably. Who knows what's in that pool? No, it stays pretty clean out there. It's a bunch of. They get a little rowdy sometimes, but they. No, it's not tortoise. It's three guys that work here. Good dudes. AJ, and I forgot the other two guys' names. Yeah, from you, Ballas. I don't usually trade the PM, Hugo, but and it depends on the day. Like yesterday, I was watching the earnings reports for AMD and those other companies that were reporting yesterday. But if you're going to trade that PM session, I think between 1 and 3 o'clock would be a kill zone. Usually liquidity doesn't pick up until 1:30 or 2, but Lewis, what's up, man? You got something wrong there, Stacy. That's not right. Mine's dead on the same. Something's delayed. Yeah, I wanted to see NQ push down into that new day opening gap, which coincided with a 4-hour gap. But we're not getting that, so or at least not yet. Was my thinking. Push down into this area, sweep that Asia low, and then pop up higher. But price has a mind of its own. Risking my kids' tuition on this long. Samir, what's up, man? How you been? Very difficult day today. That dump was part of the reason. Part of the reason that I took this dump was because it was such a strong move that I was worried that this session, that the New York AM session might be a dud like it was yesterday, at least for me. So I wanted to capitalize when I saw an opportunity. I did. I took 2, up 820 on 2 Lucid accounts and 557 on my Apex accounts. Exactly. No, thank you, Radcliffe. I swear, man, if I shouldn't feel this way, but I can meet these scammers in real life. They're so frustrating, man. They really are. Preying on people who are desperate. POS. Pete, what's up, man? Where have you been? I was thinking about you the other day. Hope you're doing all right. Nice. That's 2 days in a row you're doing good, MCHO. You had a good day yesterday, didn't you? Ballast, this is soybean futures. This is soybean futures. Hope markets go back to normal soon. Yeah, I'm with you, Samir. I want this war to end, man. Tired of it. I'm looking forward to some stability, if you will. Hiding out. There you go. Smart. It's great to see you too, man. Appreciate it. What's up, Ski-Bum? What's up, man? Bro's trading Goy Slop futures. And business is booming in the Goy Slop futures industry. I don't think it's stupid right now. It really depends on. This is what I use. I use order flow to determine whether it's a good idea to short or not. Typically, it is not a great idea when we're at all-time highs to be taking shorts. But we have plenty of draws right now. We have plenty of draws lower. This new day opening gap would be a draw. London low's a draw. We got midnight down here, which price likes to return to that. You got Asia low, overlapping with this new day opening gap. Tons of sell side built up down here. I don't think we're going to push, obviously, all the way down there. Need some bad market news for that to happen. But I think if we were creating momentum up here, or like we were doing yesterday, this kind of price action yesterday, that's not where you want to short. But if you were to get some strong moves like this, these are 30-minute candles, so you had 2 hours straight of dumping. You know, there's times when I think it's appropriate. As a rule of thumb, if we're creating momentum and we're trading strong to the upside while creating new all-time highs, you don't necessarily, it's not a good idea to try to short that. Thought we were trading pork bellies. That was yesterday. We were trading pork bellies yesterday. You know, we laugh, but I do keep an eye on the cattle futures. These are cattle futures right here. It's always interesting to me. And somebody's pointed out, I think it was Everett that pointed, was it Everett that pointed out this has no correlation to actual prices per head? But I think it's kind of funny how you can trade cattle futures. Brent's negative 6% right now, dumping. That's crude oil. Up 10, we don't compete, man. I submit to PJ's analysis. He's been doing this a lot longer than I have. We also trade differently too. He wouldn't have taken this pre-market trade. There was no sort of ICT structure to trade off of, I don't think. So we have different trading styles. But I mean, if I'm trading ICT, I pretty much trade the same way he does, but I just haven't been trading that way recently. I haven't passed an eval yet, but people say to lose the fear and go 1-2 minis once I've understood. What do you think? PJ says to lose the fear. I would agree. Yeah. Trust the system. How long have you been trading? 600 for a cow pair? Or 6,000? That seems high. Is that Canadian dollars? You can get cows a lot cheaper down here. Maybe not the kind that you're talking about, but I know you can get them a lot cheaper than that. I think like a third of that price would be, maybe even less than that. This is ES Bookmap. This is NQ. Look at this, another scammer. $4,000 USD, okay. Daddy, why won't it drop? What are your thoughts on backtesting? I think that it gets to a point where it's not beneficial, but I think it's extremely beneficial for newer traders. Starting to get a little dump here. I use OBS. OBS, and I think for TikTok, I'm using Streamlabs desktop. So I use Streamlabs desktop, and then I go into the settings and click virtual webcam. I turn that on, and then I go to TikTok Studio. I have that software downloaded, and you hit, for the source, you do camera, and then you select the Streamlabs virtual desktop as the source. So some people ask, how do you not get banned? For some reason, that like, you know, when I was trying to trade directly from my camera, like using that as the source, for some reason TikTok didn't like that. But when I use Streamlabs as the source, the virtual Streamlabs camera, it works. It's the difference between NQ and MEQ, the size of the contract. Micros are a tenth the size of a mini. So 1 point of movement on a mini is $20. 1 point of movement on a micro is $2. Nero, what's up? Up 10, order flow momentum. Yeah, yes, bookmap. I'm trying to keep an eye on whether this is going to break loose to the downside here. That's a yes. Weird movement there. I did just snag some of that. Got a terrible fill because there was some sort of delay in trade of 8, but we did all right on that. 400 times 5 on the TPT accounts. Terrible fill. Should have been double that. I don't know what that delay was about. One of my accounts opened and then the other 4 were just lagging, and then I don't know what just happened, but scooped up a good bit there. Lazarus is doing good, man. Lazarus is doing good. Did he tweet something? Did you speak it into? Or are you talking about me talking about the drop? Netanyahu holds talks with U.S. officials to better understand Iran negotiations. Sure, to better understand. Not to dictate, just to better understand. Orders back up to the true day VWAP here at 28,465. Got him a tulip yet? I know he's lonely. OpenAI says we've teamed up with AMD, Broadcom, Intel, Microsoft, and NVIDIA to launch a multi-path reliable connection. Interesting. Microsoft says they are substantially boosting investment in data center areas across Europe. That's big. Data centers are huge, man. Big business. A lot of these Bitcoin mining facilities are transitioning over to data centers now, and there's big money in that. Big money. Yeah, some herky-jerky movement here. Definitely be careful. Trying to figure out why there was such a delay on that fill, man. I made 400 times 5, but it should have been double that. It took like a second and a half, 2 seconds for my order to fill. At 29,250? No, that's not weird. 29,250 is right at the edge of that new day opening gap, right where the Asia low is. Oh, 29,250, you said. 29,250. Yeah, that's a little strange. They just yanked them. Whatever those, it might have been a fat finger or something. Because they just yanked them. You on Twitch? No. Do I think we'll visit those lows? I don't know, man. This is definitely strange price action. Very herky-jerky. It acts like it wants to break loose to the downside, then it's rejecting very aggressively out of this. I mean, you got to remember we're in a couple of different imbalances there. So you got this 2 hour that we're sitting in, you got a 1 hour rejecting out of, that we just rejected out of again. 4 hours down here. This is what I wanted to see get tagged. I wanted to see this new day opening gap get tagged down here. Sorry, wrong chart. Wanted to see this new day opening gap get tagged down here. But we got tons of liquidity up to 825, 8,525, 28,525 here. We're about to mark. Now it's just rejecting again back down. I definitely want some of that chicken Alfredo, bro. Watching UFC on Saturday. Who's fighting? I think the Canes are playing on Saturday, aren't they? Game 3 is tomorrow. Game 4 is Saturday, yeah. Saturday at 6. I'll be watching the Canes game at 6. Oh, definitely gonna watch that then, Aaron. Yeah, I'll definitely watch that. It won't be till like fighting down in Miami. Should be like 10 o'clock, right? Bouncing off the true day right there. You'll see Carolina looks awesome. They have been looking strong, man. They have been looking strong. If they can stay out of the penalty box, I don't know what the heck got into them last game. They were taking penalty after penalty, man. Svechnikov couldn't stay out of the box. As long as they can stay out of the box, I think they'll stay strong. But those penalties, not good. He's probably gonna die. I think I would not have money on him in that fight. I like him too, but I think he's a little bit outmatched on that one. Ronda Rousey's coming back. She'll get popped. I think she's been out of the game too long, messing around with the WWE or whatever. Strickland, he carries a Glock. Book map orders on NQ are above us all the way up to 28,515. Big stack of orders at 28,500. ES kind of lit up in both directions, but I would say heavier to the upside here. 7365 big stack of orders, 7360 big stack of orders, 7355 big stack of orders. Rousey can have me in any grapple she wants. I'm good on that. She's a little too masculine for me. Not my cup of tea. Indigo, what's up, man? It's going pretty well. Can't complain. Been an okay day so far. How you doing? Took a 400 loss today, really eating me up to get back in. Don't overtrade. I'd wait for some clear direction here. Right now, it's kind of just chopping back and forth. I want to see a breakout in one direction or the other. Trading below the true day now. Getting a little bit of momentum to the downside here. Could easily just pop right back up. Random guy, what's up? How do I feel about Trade Live? What do you mean? Look at that dump. More momentum coming. Doing great, man. Cannot complain. Cannot complain. This is NASDAQ futures. A little more momentum push in there. Yeah, there's not a ton. These are all market orders creating that momentum that I'm seeing. It's not a ton of liquidity stacked up here that we're pushing into. We got that big order that just came in right here at 28,400, but this could easily pop back up. What do you mean, Cat? I'm gonna lock those accounts. Up 500 on the TPT accounts, 525 times 5. Let's show that real quick. $525 times 5 on the TPTs. I'll lock those for the day. Switch to the Tradeify accounts. Oh, sorry, I forgot to show the YouTube. There it is, 525 times 5. That line back up. Now to the Tradeify. The stop loss. I'm messing with a sim right now to learn this, and the stop loss order seems useless. You have the reason you have a stop loss is you have a set risk amount per trade. Not a risk amount, but you have a point on the chart where if price goes to that level, the trade becomes invalid. That's the way of thinking of it if you're trading certain styles. So what the stop loss is for is, okay, if the trade goes to this point, I know the idea of the trade that I was looking for no longer is likely. The probability is tremendously low for it to play out. And I'm not willing to take on any more risk to wait and see if it does play out. So I'm going to close the trade here. That's what a stop loss is for. It's also for scalping. If you're scalping, you're saying, okay, I know that if it breaks this level, I need to wait for it to come back to a certain, I'm going to get out of the trade and wait for it to come back to a certain level before I re-enter, because I'm not willing to take a chance that it's going to continue in the wrong direction. So typically if I'm scalping or trading, order flow with heavy size, I'll put it like a 10-point stop, which on NQ you're risking about 200 bucks. So I know that if it goes above that 10-point stop or below that 10-point stop, I'm going to close the trade because I don't want to risk more than 200 on it without getting more confirmation that the trade is going to be a valid trade. I think that's the best way to explain that. I thought the draw was the new day opening gap as well, at least to that London low, but I was thinking there's a 4-hour gap that overlaps with this area down here. I wanted to see it push down there, and it might be doing that. It's just going to be herky-jerky on the way down. Switch over to these Tradeify accounts. I'm a little frustrated that I didn't pay closer attention pre-market to how much drawdown was available in those Lucid accounts. I took 820 times 2, but there was 3 of the accounts that got stopped out early because I had my risk settings on Tradeivate set that it closed those trades in drawdown, and I'm not trying to retake a trade on them. I'm just going to take the loss for the day. But that was poor risk management on my part to not pay closer attention to that. Oh well, no biggie. Kat, did that answer your question? Or was that completely different than what you were asking? How do I pass evals? Throw 5 minis on and pray. Just kidding. No, man, I don't worry about passing evals and trading differently than I do with the funded. I have a system that I just continuously execute on a regular basis. And the way that I pass an eval, if I'm trading with a firm that has consistency rules for eval, I'll set the daily profit limit to stay within the consistency. I don't really pay attention to the profits until after the trading's over with. If it closes, the reason I use those risk settings is if it gets to the right point or the wrong point in terms of a loss limit, it'll just close automatically and it'll be done for the day. So best case scenario is you set those settings and you look down at one point and you're like, oh, the trade closed. What happened? Oh, I hit the profit target. I passed the account. Like it is not beneficial to focus on the money when it comes to trading. You got to focus on the system because the money will cloud your judgment. Hey, that's good discipline, man. I hadn't traded all week. Very nice. If you haven't seen what you wanted and you were able to lay off, I applaud you. Do you think journaling and sticking to weekly review is good? Yeah, I think that's great, man. I made a video about that recently. I think if you're not journaling, you're really missing out on a key part of trading that could potentially help you. That not potentially, it will help you. Journaling is crucial. Look at this dump just down into nothing, man. Excuse me. I need a cough button. That's honestly so true. I've noticed a lot about myself when I look back at my journal logs. Yeah. It's equally as important to journal when things are going well as it is to journal when things are going wrong. Because when things are going wrong and you have all that data to look back on when things were going well, you can compare and figure out what you're doing differently, what the market was doing differently, what you were doing differently, what psychological state were you in that could be different than where you are now. Psychology, your mood, your mindset really does play a huge role in trading. You had a fight with your wife or your girlfriend and you decided to trade that day, and I don't recommend doing that. There's things like that people don't take into consideration. I think you need to get something else. Make sure that chair is out of the way. That strategic chair placement there, man. What does that tell me, Tyler? It tells me I need to sit on my hands and wait for clear direction. I'm not familiar with the auto break-even feature. I'm not really keen on automating any part of trading. There's some people that swear by it. I don't like that. I trust myself, maybe to a fault sometimes, but most of the time it's in my favor to be the one in control. Yeah, King, we're up 800 on 2 Lucid accounts, or excuse me, 820 on 2 Lucid accounts, 525 on 5 TPT accounts, and 557 on my Apex accounts. Jesus over Phipps. Hey, appreciate that, man. Have a good day at work. How much does Bookmap cost? It's a little over 100 a month for the plan that I pay for. Global plus the data, it's a little over 100 a month. Joseph, that's something you're just gonna have to work on, man. I know what you mean. A lot of people have expressed that same problem. The only way you get over that is just doing it. Lower your sizing and get comfortable. That's what I would say. We're up by a chair like that. This is Secret Lab. You can get it from their website or Amazon. I got this one from their website. It's the 2XL, I believe, or whatever the biggest one is. Yeah, I agree, Aaron. It's definitely worth it. No español, no habla. It is a lot more risk, but lower your sizing and get comfortable with it. That's what I would recommend. I got the 2XS because I got a small. Me too, man. But that's not why I got the big one. There you go, Kyle. I'm glad that's helping, man. NQ's beat my brace today. Hey, take the day off, man. Take the day off. You don't have to trade. When I got in pre-market on this short with the Lucid and Apex accounts, and then I took another short here with the TPT accounts. I had to compensate, exactly, yeah. Had to make myself feel better. I wouldn't target points. I never target points. I target clear levels, clear draws. That's what you should be targeting. Using structure for your take profit levels and your stop loss levels. Clear draws. You can though. That's the thing, Mac. You can. You can either close into loss right now and just walk away, or you can make it worse. You know, you can always make it. It can always get worse. Trust me. I know this from experience. I'd rather sit there at negative 1,000 on the day than to blow everything. There you go, Aaron. Have a good day, man. This war has to end, bro. Yeah, I hope it does soon. Yeah, I don't know what it was either, Knight. Maybe it was certain, maybe, shit, I thought I accidentally just clicked the button to sell position. Maybe it was the, one of the add-ons or something. I can't remember. It might have been an add-on that I was trying to get. I really can't remember. You running just the global? Again, Mac, don't make it worse, man. Don't make it worse. This is definitely not. I mean, if somebody were to say, "Yeah, I'm not trading this today," I think that's perfectly understandable. I don't know what it was then, man. I really don't. It's been going on 2 years now since I first got it. It could be that they made a change. Maybe try set and forget, Mac. Yes, it's strong to the upside here. Strong to the upside. It's ES right there. Look at that. Big stack of orders at 500. ES is still pumping. fucking, why is Trade-of-8 screwing with me, man? There's some sort of delay going on here. I'm going to reset my Trade-of-8 there, and then this, that's so annoying. That's so fucking annoying. Excuse my language, sorry. It's giving me the absolute worst fills here. What the fuck is that about, man? Literally a 10-point difference in the fill. Why did it just do that? From the time I click the button until the order is executed. Why? That is infuriating. Then I just missed the whole trade there. Absolutely infuriating. Yeah, the target there, I was unbelievable. 10 points of slippage. 10 points. That's unbelievable. I mean, what is up with that? Is anybody else having an issue with Trade-of-8? Why am I getting 10 points of slippage on a trade? Heck. Bez, come on, man. No backseat driving. I know how to trade. Happened to you a few times. Yeah, that's unbelievable. I just reset Trade-of-8. So we'll see if that changes. Yeah, we're up 525 times 5 on take profit, 457 on my Apex accounts, and what did I say earlier? 820. I closed the Lucid page. I think 820 on 2 Lucid accounts, 2 Lucid fundeds. All fundeds traded today. There's that 25 level I had marked. Took a pre-market short on Lucid and Apex. Then I took another short after market open on my TPT accounts. And then I was trying to target this 525 level here. I got in on the pullback and then had some major slippage on my entry there. Orders coming back down to 500 here. Don't know if it'll go there, but they're flashing around that level. Yeah, no sweat. Ghost, what's up, man? I appreciate that. What was that noise? It sounded like something just fell off the wall. There we go. Trump unlikely to send Witkoff and Kushner for talks. I feel U.S. closing in on a deal with Iran. Iran has a good chance of ending the war. We'll see how that affects this. Yeah, not according to Iran. possible Iran deal is reached before China visit, Trump says. We will see what happens. Yeah, I'm pretty tired of the yapping. Just get the fucking job done, man. Always got to yap. Yap, yap, yap. Hey, break even's better than being red. I don't know about that, Dave. All right, Matt, take it easy, man. 300 drawdown, made it back to plus 127. I'm done for the day, and Q beat me today. Hey, at least you're positive, man. Kata, that's awesome. That is awesome. Is he talking in front of a microphone right now, or are these just tweets? I'm just getting updates. I'm not seeing him in front of a microphone. I don't know where those updates are coming from, because it's not from his Truth Social, and he's not in front of a microphone that I see. PBS is putting that out. Is he on PBS? Total profit, 500 times 5, 5 another 557 times, or excuse me, 525 times 5, 557 times 3 fundeds, and then 820 times 2 fundeds. Whatever that math adds up to. Appreciate that, Alex. Orders coming back down into the 20s here, low 20s. Big stack of orders at 520. Have you taken any trades today? Yes, I have. Just past 40 bells. Very nice. So far as hang out with us for a second, I got some questions for you, man. You want to hang out since you're in here spamming in the chat with your scanning? I want to ask you some questions. You got a dine and dash? Yeah. That's what I thought. I use Financial Juice. It seems to be delayed or at least laggy. There's squawks that you can pay for. Live market squawks. You can go get those in your ear if you got headphones on. Financial Juice is an app. Night, it's tough to say. I don't want to say that it pays more consistently, but I think it's easier to capitalize in certain scenarios where ICT doesn't allow that. You know, where there's just simply no ICT setups, no good structure, where if you're trading order flow, you can capitalize. But that's not to say that's micro data to go off of. You know, you got to look at things from a macro perspective. There's plenty of people that do extremely well trading ICT. So if you're comfortable with ICT, it makes sense to you. Excuse me, you know it well. I don't necessarily recommend doing any sort of strategy hopping. It's just it's all about what works best for you. All right, JLB, have a good day, man. Never seen bro take a trade. It's probably because you got ADD and can't sit still for 5 minutes. Do you use trade sinker? Yes, I do. Hey, OD, that's not bad, man. That's smart. 270. It's not bad, man. It's not bad. Good discipline. Good risk management. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully price action will be better for you. Trade Copia is really good. I've heard good things. I have heard good things. Hey, the pendulum swings, man. Up 10, the pendulum swings. Might seem like things are sucking right now, but just keep holding on. It always swings back. I would agree with that, Knight. If you start to get more comfortable with it, you know, definitely start with very small sizing if you are going to try it out. And once you get more comfortable, obviously you can size up some, but very slow. Take it very slow if you're going to do that. Mark, I did. Yeah, we took a couple of shorts. I took two pre-market shorts when we were dumping, and I took another short on my take profit accounts. We're up decently. Baffled we didn't want to fill new day opening gap. Could be waiting for the PM session. Who knows? I was expecting that too, Chase, to be honest. That's what I was looking for. All right, guys, it's 11. I'm not interested in sitting through any more of this price action. Decent day. Don't want to give any of it back or make anything worse. Time to clock out, exactly. I love you guys. God bless you. Sorry if you had a rough day today. Just remember, it's always tomorrow. Trade for tomorrow. Protect your capital. We'll be back 9 a.m. tomorrow. Also, sorry for the little bit of the delay today. But love you guys. God bless you. Follow if you haven't followed already. We're live every day. We'll be back. You guys have a good day.